So, Mitch, what does the future of movie theaters have in store for us?
All right. Well, first of all, AMC themselves ain't looking helpful.
Nope.
They kind of finally admitted, like, yeah, we might not survive this one. But Wall Street has said kind of exactly, almost verbatim, what we've been saying. Almost verbatim. It's very, very close. I get a little bit smug on that one. So
Oh, good, good. I like it. I like smugginess.
I'm holding that W. So enjoy the L. But they're essentially predicting that the 90-day like blackout period between theaters and home release is either going to be gone completely or it's going to be very, very small.
Like,
Because if you look at it, like it's something I didn't even like clock originally. Studios are going to need the money. We all know that one. You all know that one. If they can make more money quicker, they're going to do it.
yup.
So having that 90-day window where they're not making money on a product they put out there, yeah, that's going to go. And also, to get things out to people, they're going to have to start unfurloughing employees, which means they have to spend money they don't have. How to get around that? You put it on VOD.
And that's a thing, because what people need to understand is a blockbuster Avengers film or an MCU film can do the impossible and be in a theater for 10 to 12 weeks. And then by the time it's out, you have 4 to 6 weeks till the home release. Okay, that's cool. That's fine. That's great. They've made so much money. Now, your Invisible Man, that makes majority of its money, 20 million. Oh my God, this is a huge hit in the opening weekend. 20 million compared to Avengers making 20 million on Thursday's first showing is nothing, right? So these studios are going, well, we got to wait 90 to 120 days to put it out on home media. That's not going to work for us. So what they're looking at now, and from what I've seen from one analyst that sent his thing out there, he's saying that they're looking to try to shrink it down to 6 weeks, but even that might be too much. I feel 4 weeks is optimal. Like, if you get it down to 4 weeks, my God, that would be...
Here's the thing. It's all going to depend if people turn out.
Yeah.
We know Tenet, or however you pronounce that bloody movie's name. I can't.
Yeah.
I look at it and go, Tenant? And it's like, no, there's only one N in there. But, yeah, if that doesn't make money, Mulan's not coming out in theaters.
That is true.
Because that's the gauge. Disney have said themselves to their shareholders, that is the gauge. If that movie makes money, then Mulan's good. If that don't, then something's getting moved and put on VOD.
All right, and that's what puts them in that interesting position, right? Because it's like, okay, fine, we'll put out the movie. Let's say Mulan. But if theaters aren't open, like, people don't understand how many theaters have shut down. Like,
China's lost a ton. What country was Mulan made for? China.
And when you look at the United States, we were about to crack 5,000 theaters in the United States. We were up to like 4,000, like 800 something. There's no way all those theaters are going to be open in time.
No.
So how are you going to recoup?
Especially if AMC goes.
Exactly.
If AMC can't stay open and they're the biggest one, you lost a chunk.
Yep. It's honestly, it's an interesting time to look at it. And like, I don't know if people here follow stocks or do any stocks or anything. I mean, I follow some, like the companies I know. AMC stocks have tanked. Like, it is bad. Like it.
So didn't they go down and back up again and then they shut down again? So
yeah.
I know their rating's been downgraded after just being upgraded slightly. It's like, oh, you're in the same spot. So it's kind of bad.
So, for example, this year they peaked around 12, and now it's down to 5. But just a little bit ago, it was 260. But a few years ago, it was up to 32 per share. So it's been on a downward trajectory for the better part of 2 years now. And again, if you look at how it's currently going, the trajectory, the amounts of opening, the theatrical releases, like, it's not sustainable. And again, these companies like Disney, yes, they like to get their movie out in theater, but let's say come November and Black Widow is coming out. What do you do when 2,000 theaters out of a closed 5,000 are open, and you're limiting people to still maybe half capacity? And it's survival for theaters is looking very unlikely. It's just, as we've been saying here, and like what you've been saying, and as you said when we started this conversation, right on that part, which what we've been singing, you just have to look at the trajectory and realize that this is not a good outlook for the industry.
It's a very real possibility that day and date is the new normal.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and say it's guaranteed to happen. It's a very real possibility. Mm-hmm. And I think people need to actually start understanding that and realizing, instead of like just pushing back when, you just want theaters gone. It's like, no, I don't want them gone in the slightest. I want people to have the choice. It's a difference. But studios ultimately don't need theaters. It's an expense. No. It's another expense that they can easily get rid of and make just as much money somewhere else.
You make more money for that matter,
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
you always have a theater somewhere. They'll never completely die out. It'd be like comic shops.
Yeah.
You'll have the big blockbusters. Big blockbusters will always drive people to a theater. Maybe not now. People saying they're going to like risk life and limb in a pandemic to go see Tenet, I think are nuts. But if you want to die for a Chris Nolan movie, more power to you, I suppose. But yeah, I can't see personally the vast majority running out to go into a half capacity theater, if it's even half.
Right.
Like, how many seats in the theater? A couple of hundred?
Yeah.
Something like that. Like, you're going to get probably 1 in every 4. You have maybe like 25 people in there.
Ugh. Yeah, because you got to keep it 6 feet.
Yeah, you got to have 2 meters all around you. So that means no one in front of you. You could possibly checkerboard it, but then that's literally half, I suppose. But I know, I think you're gonna maybe have like the row in front of you empty,
right,
and then the seat next to you empty. So you're losing a hell of a lot.
Now, also, you better shut off the central air conditioning that's funneling air throughout the whole theater. So better do that
Masks
one as
will
well.
have to be mandatory. No, if you're one of these people that think wearing a mask to protect others is encroaching on your human rights, then you better not go to cinema, because you got to do that. And also, the price of popcorn is going to be huge.
Huge. If people are like, but I don't want to pay $25 for Scoob to watch it at home with unlimited amounts of people and own it forever. Oh yeah, are you willing to pay $30 for a large bucket of popcorn? Because that's what you're going to be doing. That's literally what you're going to be doing. It's sad about how this is going, but honestly, it's a thing that I remember. And okay, so some of you kids are going to be like, "What the hell is this old geezer talking about?" So
it's story time.
Back in the day when the original Transformers was coming out, now we're talking. I think that came out like what, 2008, maybe 2009,
2007.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, so it's even older, kids. I remember being part of these film groups and forums, and that's when I was doing my film school and all that. And I remember there was a big discussion because Paramount was trying to push for a test to make Transformers because they were unsure if it was going to make money because it was still an unknown factor. Like, it's 80s nostalgia. People don't care. Paramount was heavy pushing to make that the first film to go video on demand pay-per-view where you buy it, and it was going to be something like $100 to watch it at home, because it was going to be like a pay-per-view event. You watch it live and then it's done. And it was Michael Bay that turned it down because he was like, no. And he also agreed to do like what was it, HD DVD at the time. Paramount agreed with HD DVD, and he wanted Blu-ray, so he stormed off stage, and it was like a big problem they had with it, so they couldn't work it out. But they've been talking about this since the mid 2000s, and you can see how it's changed. Because, I mean, people pay $100 for a boxing fight, and it sells out. Now, today people aren't going to pay $100 to see the new Transformers, but it's changing. I think a change is coming. A change needs to happen because realistically, what are you gonna do? Like, you can see it in the distance, and honestly, the proposal right now of movies and paying $15 to see it, where I can get equal or better quality content on Disney Plus, is way better to me. Like, I would rather watch Star Wars live action TV shows than another movie that's Star Wars in theaters any day of the week. Like, that's honestly how I feel about it, because I think they're just doing better on TV. There's more content. It's better. They have more time to spend it. Like, I think a lot of people are going that same way as well. So yeah, you're not going to take Avengers and dump that on Disney Plus, but
not right away.
Not right away, exactly. It's about to change, and I want to see how. This goes.
Who knows how much Endgame would have made if it didn't have that blackout period,
right? Oh.
With the hype, like obviously the hype was dying down towards the end. It eked over the highest grossing line. Mm-hmm. But if you had that at home, people would have paid through the nose for that movie.
Oh my god,
absolutely through the nose. So I'll buy it now for $50, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Rent it for $25, sure, why not?
Yep.
Still far cheaper than what I'd pay to go and see it in a theater.
Yeah, and them keeping literally 100% of the profits. Jesus,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's.
Unfortunately, what needs to happen at the minute for this to truly be viable? Like, I do believe that it is viable now, just looking at Trolls 3. But people need, like, Warner Bros. Need to say how much Scoop did.
Yeah, they do. Yep.
How much is Trolls made right now? Because they were loud at the start of it, and they've been quiet since.
Yeah.
I want to know just how much the movie. Sonic's now just overtaken. Birds of Prey in the top 20 like on demand watch list. So how much is that movie made on demand?
Mm-hmm.
If it's made a couple of $100 million, then hey ho, there you go, it's viable.
So Deadline had an article that went up yesterday. Trolls World Tour has held the #1 spot at the box office since opening. Okay, so they talk about it here. There were around 600 theaters. Okay, so yeah, because it's limited in theaters. But then, yeah, because they haven't disclosed the actual numbers. And I'm willing to bet those numbers are pretty big. But they just...
Oh, yeah.
And I wonder...
I mean, it's over 100 million. It's got to be big enough. It's just, where is it now?
I think we're going to have to wait, sadly, till this time next year when the quarterly and yearly financials come out. And obviously that's how we learned how big of a bomb, like, Justice League was, right? Because those numbers came out, like... That's where we learned, TASM 2 only made like $6 million in profit. Ooh, like, I think next year we're going to see in Scoob and Trolls 2 is going to be like, wait a second. Are you telling me these are two of the most profitable films ever made? What in the hell? Like, it's because...
Give those movies the Oscars they deserve, the Academy. Come on.
Truly.
Don't you dare delay the Oscars. Give Sonic the CGI he deserves.
Oh, God. What a world we live in.
It's an interesting time.
It is. No, what do you think is going to be the effects of this going forward when we come to this summer in some of these releases, if they actually see a proper release? Because
I mean, there's only 2 releases. Well, is Wonder Woman in the summer? It's in August, isn't it?
It's in August, but I don't think stuff's going to be good by then.
No.
I ain't going back to theaters.
Say, Tenet is the domino.
Yeah.
It's either going to have domino effect of, oh no, this is bad, or we make something.
Yeah.
But studios ain't going to be happy with something. They're going to want everything. So
yeah.
It all relies on Tenet. If Tenet tanks, Wonder Woman's going somewhere. I ain't going to say where. I don't know. They don't know yet, but it's going somewhere. Mulan will definitely tuck tail and run that weekend there and then.
Oh, yeah.
Tenet does bad.
Here we go. HBO Max. How about you give us some content?
What's that?
Yeah, what is content? Question mark. Jesus.
Is content the movies that leave in the first week of being released?
More movies have left the service since release than actually what they've added, which is impressive. That's
And the fact that it's WB movies, what is going on?
Yeah, man.
I didn't think the craziest thing in 2020 would be HBO Max having a worse streaming launch than Quibi.
Right? And I get it. They were getting ready to have a Game of Thrones show that was going to be day and date, but then they canceled out last year. And they're like, no.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that could have driven subscribers, but no.
And it's like, you kind of did worse than Quibi. You done worse than Disney Plus because Disney Plus was not great at launch. Yes,
No.
it had The Mandalorian and it had that one thing that took off. It's been kind of dead.
Exactly.
Kind of dead.
In a little bit of time, I guess we'll find out how the industry... By the end of this year, we'll have a good outlook as to the next decade of industry changes, which...
Yeah.
It'll be rather huge. That's what I'm
saying. We're going to have... Like, this year is going to be like 5 years worth of change. Just because of how bad the economy is going to be, so...
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Get ready for something drastic.